Hello everyone. In this video, we will see how to solve the problem missing number, problem number 268 of Leetcode. So we will see multiple methods how to solve this problem. This question is easy one, but there are multiple ways to solve this problem. So you can use the brute force method or you can use the optimized way. I will show you the two different methods to solve this particular problem. So let's first understand the question. So given an array containing n distinct number in the range 0 to n, return the only number in the range that is missing from the array. So what are the key pointers for this particular question? The one thing, the numbers must be duplicate. So there will be no, are distinct. So there will be no duplicate number inside your array. The next thing, the range is defined, that is from 0 to n. N is the size, so you know the range. So out of this particular range, we need to find the only missing number. So one thing is clear, there will be no duplicate number, and also there is only single number that is missing from the range of 0 to n. So let's take this example 301. So the output is 2. Why it is 2? So first of all, they have written 0 to n range. N in this particular case, 3 is the size. So 0 to 3 is the range. And from 0 to 3 range, 2 is the missing character. Similarly, 0 to 1. So the range here is size is 2. So the range is 0 to 2. And the only missing character is 2 here. So we will consider this particular problem, this particular example, and I will first dry run all this particular example, and after that we will code. So this is your array. So they have written we are having only the distinct numbers, as well as we need to find the missing number here. If we carefully see by just looking it, we can say the output is 8. So if we go to the very brute force, the basic method, we can underline one, two, three things. Like, one thing is clear, that we are not having any like extra character. The range is final, the range is fixed, and also we can also take help of index. If you think, we can take help of index. Some use of index can be done to figure out the solution. So let's first understand the solution one, the approach one. So in this approach, I'm just going to sort my array first. 0 in the order 0, 1, 2, 3. So this is the sorted version of this particular array. So this is your sorted version of the array. So now, after sorting the array, one thing is clear. If I see now, there is one only single character, 8 is missing. If I want to find the 8, if I want to figure out the missing character, I can take the help of indexes. We know the index start from to 0 to the range, 0 to n minus 1. So I know that if I traverse my array, if I traverse this array, this particular thing, I will one by one compare my current element with the index. So 0, at the 0 index is my number is equal to 0, then at 1 is my index is equal to 1, index and the number is having the same value. So if I conclude, I simply check that whether at the number index is the number is equal to index or not. So this is the thing that I want to check, that whether my number at a particular index, the value of that num's index is equal to the index or not. So if one by one we check, like if in this case this will be at 0 index, it will be passed, it is correct, the condition is satisfied, then again satisfied, then again satisfied. When you come at this particular 9, when you come at this 9, you will see, when you come at 9, you will see that this index is 8. The index here is 8. There will be 8 index. So 8 is not equal to 9. 8 is not equal to 9. When this condition fails, we will just simply return the answer as 8. Because at any point, if this particular condition is not satisfied, we will say that the index is our answer. There is a little bit catch in this particular problem. So one thing, like for example, you are having the case 0 1. So in this case, this is your nums array, and the in the bottom I'm just writing the index. So when you traverse this particular case, when you traverse this particular thing, you will check first condition 0 is equal to 0, then again 1 is equal to 1. Then your array is finished. The array is finished. So there will be no answered return at the end. So at the end, for the final case, you need to check, because we know initially our range is 0 to n. So for the range 0 to n is also included, but in the index case we know that index is from 0 to n minus 1. So if this particular condition passes each and every case of your follow, in that case you will at the end return n. If nothing satisfied, that means if nothing satisfied, that means return n. The reason why we return n, you can simply see 0 to 1. This particular example will help you to tell that why we return n at the end, because we know the index will can check and compare up to 1 only, but in this case we know the range is from 0 to n, in which n is also included. So at the end we know if every condition matches in the array, only missing number left is n. So this is the particular case. So we have figured out that first of all we need to sort our array, then we compare our array, compare the array with the indexes with this particular condition that whether my nums index is equal to index or not, and then at the end we return the n. And also, if at any moment if this particular condition is not satisfied, we will return the index. So this is the approach 1. So let's code it out. So for that, first of all we need to sort our array. Now the next step goes to, we need to traverse through our array from the index n. Now we need to compare our nums at I. If nums at I is not equal to I, then we need to return I, otherwise we will return n at the end. This thing is satisfied. Let's submit it out. Yes, this particular solution is submitted. Now let's test the complexity. So the complexity for this code is for sorting as its inbuilt function. So there will be O log n, and for this loop of size n, so it will be on. So at the end we can conclude it's almost O of log n. The complexity is O of log n, and the space is O of 1, as we are not using any extra space. But do we have any other method to optimize the complexity from log n to on? So let's see the approach 2 for that. So the second approach for this involve a mathematical formula of finding the sum. So we know that to find the sum of n numbers, we are having a formula of n into n plus 1 by 2. So this particular formula help us to find the sum of the numbers. So how this particular formula is helpful in our case? How this formula is helpful? So what we will do, We will first calculate the sum of all the n numbers, sum of all n numbers. So initially we will take an integer to store the sum of all our n numbers. The next thing we will do is to find the sum of array, the sum of numbers present in array, present in array. After that, we will subtract both the things, the n numbers and the sum of numbers present in array, and that will give us the answer, that is the missing number. So let's do one example to sum this up. So for example, we are having an array as 3, 0 and 1. So the sum of n number is having the formula of n into n plus 1 by 2. So here n is 3. So 3 into 3 plus 1, 4 divided by 2. 4, 3, 12, 6. So the sum goes to 6. This is the sum of n numbers, not the array, sum of n numbers. The next thing we do is the sum of numbers in array. It's 3 plus 0 plus 1, that's 4. And how we will get the missing number? It's 6 minus 4, that is 2. So 2 will be our answer. So the code is very simple. First of all, you just apply the formula, the direct formula here. In this case, to find the sum of the numbers present in the array, we will use a for loop. And at the end, we will subtract this particular number. So let's see how we can do it. Just a second. So first of all, in sum is equal to, now take one more variable in sum 2 and traverse int I is equal to 0 and the size of your array. It's simple function to find out the sum of the numbers present in your array, num_z1 inside, and return sum minus sum of 2. You need to declare in here. Submit it out. So there will be no extra space used here, no extra, only on time complexity is used. So we have reduced our time complexity from O of log n to O of n by using this n natural number formula. So that's it for this video. Thank you everyone.